What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new, very exciting Liverpool transfer news video, because it has been revealed in the Italian media that Inter are open to selling Lautaro Martinez. Lautaro Martinez refused to sign a new contract. His current contract runs until 2023, so 2 more years, and Liverpool are one of the clubs interested in signing Lautaro Martinez, and I think he would be the perfect transfer long term to replace Bobby Firmino in 1, 2, 3 years whenever Firmino leaves Liverpool. Martinez is just 23 years old. He is a goal machine. He could be the next Aguero in the Premier League. He scored 40 goals in the past 2 seasons for Inter combined, so 21 goals 2 seasons ago and 19 goals last season, and he's also a very reliable player. He's not injury prone. He's played in 132 games for Inter in just 3 seasons, so 47 games last season, 49 games the season before, and I think this would be an absolutely brilliant transfer. So if you are excited about this news, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notification. Also, let me know in the comments below, do you think Liverpool need to sign an out-and-out striker this summer? I certainly think we do. And David Ornstein, a very reliable journalist, is reporting that when Arsenal was talking with Inter Milan with regards to the transfer of Bellerin to Inter Milan from Arsenal, they inquired about Lautaro Martinez, and Inter said that Lautaro Martinez is for sale. They are open to offers. Arsenal thought to have mentioned Lacazette, but Inter need cash and hope it helps them to keep Chelsea target Romelu Lukaku. And Liverpool are also interested in Lautaro Martinez. They are in the running as well. Various newspapers have reported that Liverpool are interested in Lautaro Martinez, and why wouldn't we be? We are looking for a striker, and I think Lautaro Martinez, with 2 years on his contract, still only, I think that if Inter want to get good money for him, this is the only time that they can do so. 1 year from now, he will only have 1 year left on his contract, so his transfer fee will be significantly lower, at least 30% lower. And it looks like Lautaro's Martinez's salary is pretty low, so one of the reasons why he want to leave Inter is to up his salary, and also to maybe try himself out in a new league. He's only getting net 2.5 million euros per year in wages. I'm saying only because that is not in line with the top wages that Premier League clubs pay for their top players. Even at Liverpool, the likes of Mo Salah get like 10 million pounds per year, something like that. And Inter believed that Lautaro Martinez would sign a new contract in February, but Lautaro Martinez changed his agent, and that changed things. Usually players change agents when they want to secure a move away from the club that they are playing at. And there is resistance, of course, from Inter, because they won the Serie A last season, mainly because of Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez's goals. Martinez scored 17 goals in the Serie A, 19 goals in total last season, got 6 assists in the Serie A as well, and he is a huge talent, a brilliant striker. But I think with his current situation, Inter said, according to David Ornstein, that Lautaro Martinez is for sale. They are open to offers. And he also won the Copa America recently with Argentina, and Liverpool could really use a player like Lautaro Martinez in their team, because he has goals, he has assists, he has age on his side, only 23 years old. So he has not even hit his prime, and he is a really established striker in world football. He cited Radamel Falcao as one of his major influences. He is dynamic, quick, agile, he's technically very gifted, he's a prolific goal scorer, and he is known for his elegant playing style, good dribbling skills and clinical finishing ability, as well as surprising physical strength, even though he's a little bit of a smaller player, just 174 inches centimeters tall. He's 5'9" tall, 174 centimeters, and also he has good link-up play, defensive contribution is good, and he has the ability to drop deep off the ball to either press opponents or drag them out of position. He's also a very highly creative and hard-working player. who is capable of assisting goals. That is evident when you see his numbers. 6 assists and 17 goals in the Serie A is really, really good for a 23-year-old striker. And he can also play as a false 9 or as an out-and-out striker, or he can play as a second striker. And due to his leadership, the tenacity and the mentality on the pitch, he has been nicknamed El Toro, which means the bull in Spanish. And Martinez is considered one of the most promising and one of the most highly talented young strikers in world football. And of course, former Argentina and Inter striker Hernan Crespo even likened Martinez to his fellow Argentinian striker Sergio Aguero. I think the comparisons are pretty evident as well. And Lautaro Martinez already played 29 games for Argentina, scoring 14 goals. And I mean, his goals total is absolutely staggering. He scored 76 goals in 192 games so far in his career. He played for Club Racing in the Argentinian Primera Division, or Division, whatever, however you want to call it. And he also had a great goal scoring record there as well, 27 goals in 60 games. And I think he could slot in straight away into the Liverpool forward position, because what really stands out about Lautaro Martinez, apart from his age and his brilliant goal scoring and assisting numbers, is that his defensive work is also fabulous. He's maybe not as good as Bobby Firmino in his prime, but certainly up there. He is above the 96th percentile for blocks and interceptions as a striker. That is amazing, honestly, as a striker to be in the top like 3% in percentile of for blocks and interceptions as a striker is really, really good. Very few players can offer that kind of defensive work while also contributing 20 goals every season reliably. And at also 23 years old, that's an incredible package. Lautaro Martinez probably is the striker most similar to Bobby Firmino, who is good enough right now to start for Liverpool straight away. So it's very easy to see how Lautaro Martinez could fit into Liverpool's currently used playing style, that we are defending from the front. Mane, Salah and Firmino are pressing opponents, and Lautaro Martinez also would help us immensely in that area. And Liverpool, I think, are looking for a long-term option. We were looking for a long-term option when we signed Diogo Jota, and Lautaro Martinez is even younger than Jota right now. So I think Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, Lautaro Martinez, out of the 3 players, Lautaro Martinez would be easily the cheapest, and also he could produce the numbers almost as Mbappe and Haaland. He's maybe not as big of a name, but that suits Liverpool in a way, because that means that maybe Liverpool don't have to overpay a lot for Lautaro Martinez. And some newspapers are suggesting that Lautaro Martinez at this current market, he would be valued at around 60 million pounds. And if Martinez decides to leave Italy and leave Inter, Arsenal will of course face stiff competition from Liverpool, because they are big fans of Lautaro Martinez. Jurgen Klopp is reportedly eyeing a new attacker, a new forward to help support the likes of Bobby Firmino, Jota and Salah. And Martinez, I think, is the perfect candidate, as we already discussed in this video. He is pretty similar in playing style to Bobby Firmino, with an even better goal scoring ratio. And even Lautaro Martinez's agent spoke out, and he cast doubts on his client's future at Inter. He said, "We are calm, but the current situation at Inter prevents us from making any predictions. Lautaro is happy in Milan. He has just won a championship as a protagonist, but we cannot help but wait and see what the transfer market brings." So that is pretty much an open admission that they are open to listening to offers. And Jose Enrique also made an interesting observation. He said, with Xherdan Shaqiri coming out and saying he wants a new challenge and name dropping Lazio to Italian journalists, it likely means that Lazio have already been in touch with Shaqiri, and what he has now done is put a little bit of pressure on the owners. If the money isn't right, maybe Liverpool aren't happy with what another club has offered, the best thing a player can do is to apply pressure. I believe Shaqiri is a great player. He performed really well at the Euros. The problem he has is that he's injury prone. The style of football Liverpool plays is very intense, high pressure, and it doesn't really suit him. he can't handle playing 4 or 5 games in a row, but he could obviously be a better fit in another team that maybe doesn't press as much, a team that has more of the ball. Italy is the perfect place for Shaqiri. It's more tactical over there, and he could be a very, very good player for Lazio if that's actually where he goes this summer. And I think that's a fair assessment, and I fully agree with this. And Trent Alexander-Arnold has signed a new contract extension until 2025, so he still has 4 years on his contract, and it looks like that his wages will be now close to Virgil van Dijk's and Mo Salah's current wages, which is £200,000 per week. Previously he was on £70,000, so that he more than doubled his wages, and I think that reflects his contribution to the team, because he's one of the most important players at Liverpool, and he's only 22 years old. He's an academic graduate with a fantastic future ahead of him, and of course Jurgen Klopp spoke glowingly about the responsibility Trent accepted last season in helping to drive Liverpool into 3rd place in the Premier League. And in the last 3 seasons, Trent Alexander-Arnold produced 39 assists in the Premier League and the Champions League. That is an absolutely staggering number for a player who was basically a kid at the start of that run, and now he's a man, but he's just 22 years old, so 39 assists in 3 seasons is tremendous. And Liverpool have prioritized new contracts for a number of players this summer. We are in discussions with Alisson, Fabinho, Van Dijk, Mo Salah, Andy Robertson and Sadio Mane, so 6 more players could sign a new contract very, very soon. And Jamie Carragher also fired a warning to Liverpool that they could struggle to compete with some of their rivals if they don't bring in a new big player in this transfer window. He said, I think it's, in terms of numbers, it's not a problem at Liverpool. I think it is in terms of quality. If we didn't bring in another addition, it may be difficult to knock Man City off the top. And let's not forget Chelsea, the Champions League winners, European champions, Man United, who have had a great window with Sancho and Varane. I would like to see someone who could score goals for Liverpool, whether that's from midfield or part of the front three. I am just wary a little bit with Liverpool after last season, going into the season, as to whether there are enough goals in the team for them to go and win the title. But I am expecting a big season from Mane. He didn't have his best season, but he's looking really sharp in pre-season. Hopefully he can be the guy who can plug that gap in terms of goals. And yes, we need more goals from the team. We can't just rely on Salah and Mane. So that's why I think signing Lautaro Martinez, even for 60 million, would be an absolutely brilliant transfer. And Jurgen Klopp is absolutely doing wonders. If you add up the net spend of the last 5 years, so since Jurgen Klopp has been at the club, Liverpool are last of the top 6, and even like clubs like Aston Villa, West Ham, Brighton and Fulham have a bigger net spend than Liverpool. Just think about that. Fulham, who have been relegated already, Brighton, West Ham and Aston Villa, who are relatively smaller clubs to Liverpool, have a bigger net spend than Liverpool. And even Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City and Man United, all top 5 clubs have a bigger net spend. Liverpool have 160 million, Tottenham have 200 million net spend, Chelsea 230 million, Arsenal 330 million, that surprises me a little bit. Man City 520 million and Man United 622 million. That is absolutely incredible how Man United spent that amount, and they hardly won any trophies in those 5 years, at least not the big trophies, the Champions League or the Premier League. So I think it's down to Jurgen Klopp and his current couple of players that we have upset the odds time and time again. With this relatively low spending, we have worked absolute wonders, and it's probably very often overlooked that Liverpool just don't have the financial muscle, the financial ability and flexibility available that some of our rivals have. So it's absolutely almost a miracle that Jurgen Klopp has managed to win the Champions League and the Premier League on such low net spend. And Trent Alexander-Arnold said it, I'm massively honored that I've been given the opportunity to extend my contract and to be shown the trust in the club, to be given an extension. So it was a no-brainer for me. The state of the club is in and where I'm at in my career is always a good option for me. To extend and make sure I'm here longer is always a good thing. So I'm made up, I'm happy. It's the only club I've ever really known. So to be here for this amount of time and extending to be here for an even longer amount of time is amazing for me and my family. It's a proud moment, and signing a new contract to be here. To be honest, I don't really think about what goes on in the back rooms and the background. I try to focus on football as much as I can. I think so far it's been quite easy and straightforward for me to be able to do that. We have always kind of met on good terms and things like that, so it's always ran smoothly, the trust between me and the staff and the club. So that's always the best way in being able to focus on football as much as I can. It's been really good for me, and it's still a special feeling putting on a Liverpool shirt, knowing how many people wanted to do that growing up and how many people tried to. It's so hard to be able to do that, and it means so much to me. And for me to do that on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, putting a training top on is a special feeling all the time. And the aim this season is trophies, especially these days. We have our sights set on trophies. That's our aim. It's no longer top 4 or doing well, Europe and things like that, getting to quarters and semis. We want to be in a title run coming into May. We want to be in the Champions League final. We want to be in the domestic cup finals. We want to go as far as we can. I think this season we will be fighting on all fronts to win as many trophies as we can. I think that season last year of not having anything to celebrate at the end of the season was a tough one to take, but hopefully it will motivate us to try to get our hands on some more silverware. So that is brilliant by Trent. I'm really happy that he's happy and he signed a new contract. So let's go. I'm really looking forward to the new season now. And come on Liverpool, sign an attacker who can share the goal scoring burden at Liverpool. Lautaro Martinez would be the perfect signing in my opinion. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day, see you later, goodbye.